All right, now to politics and the millennial vote. In 2008, Democrats rode Obama's star power and his message of hope and change to victory. But in this week's midterm elections, the party cannot count on millennials for rock-solid support. Not anymore. They're up for grabs, and the GOP is aggressively going after them. Now, in the Senate, 36 seats will be contested next week. Republicans need to swing 6 of them to take control. And in the House, Republicans are counting on young voters to increase their 33-seat lead. But how are they going to create that turnaround? Listen to this from Ross Douthat of the New York Times. The public isn't necessarily turning neoconservative or pining for the days of Bush. Instead, it mostly reflects a results-based verdict on what seems like poor execution, in which the White House's slow response to ISIS is of a piece of the Obamacare rollout and the VA scandal and various other second-term asleep-at-the-tiller moments. Let's talk about it with Alexandra Smith, chairman of the College Republican National Committee, and Atima Omara, president of Young Democrats of America. Both join us from Washington. Good to have you. I want to come to you, Atima, first. How do Young Democrats overcome this Obama albatross factor?
Well, I wouldn't call it Obama albatross factor.
I'm sure
at
you
all.
wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't. Primarily, young people are very responsive to the Democratic message across the country. You'll see polls done in the last couple of weeks that show that 2 to 1, Democrats are leading amongst young voters in crucial Senate races across the country. They're responsive to the Democratic message. They're very much in favor of Obamacare and raising the minimum wage. So I wouldn't see this an albatross at all, but actually as a benefit, because young people respond to the Democratic message when we put it out there.
Alexandra, Atima makes a point here that typically the Democrats can rely on those younger voters. How's the GOP going to change that?
Well, we're going to change it by talking directly to them where they are, on campus and online. That's something that our party previously hasn't done, but something that the college Republicans are doing this election season. We've had staff on the ground for about 2 months, and we're running online ads specifically targeted to 18 to 24-year-old independent voters, and we're seeing a great response from those efforts.
Now, let's talk about one of those ads. It's the Say Yes to the Candidate campaign, which has really been derided. We have a clip of it. It compares the candidates to a wedding dress. Let's watch a portion of it.
It's a big deal for me now that I just graduated from college. The Rick Scott is perfect. Rick Scott is becoming a trusted brand. He has new ideas that don't break your budget.
But Mom? Is this the best way to reach young female voters? Some have called this ad condescending and sexist. What do you say?
Well, so let me just start by correcting you first. This isn't an ad about picking a wedding dress. This is an ad that parodies the show Say Yes to the Dress on TLC. This ad was written by myself and the other female colleagues that I have in the College Republican office. We tested this ad in focus groups. We've seen that young people are tuning out politics as usual, that we have to get creative if we want to reach them. These typical political ads that you see, the candidate direct-to-camera, the dark, scary political issue ads, young people are just not listening to them anymore. So we knew that we would have to kind of get creative to reach them, and this tested incredibly well, and we're seeing that the results that are coming in from online are incredible.
There has also been a lot of criticism of that ad as well, but I want to come back to you, Atima. What we know from the Obama campaign, that they know how to work an online campaign, an internet strategy. Maybe some of the Democrats who are running on Tuesday are not as effective. What is the internet strategy to get young people out, since so many young people, most young people, spend more time on their phone instead of a television?
There's several online strategies happening, but primarily we're doing a lot of messaging on the ground. Lots of candidates have youth operations running, and the biggest thing that we are putting out there is that young people are smart, they're savvy, they don't want to look at comparing candidates to a wedding dress. They understand the issues that are current today, and they specifically want to make sure that they're able to innovate, have meaningful careers, not be crushed by student debt, which is why this president has worked hard on student loan reform, be able to have access to affordable health care, which is why he's championing the Affordable Care Act. So the message out there is working, and it's resonating online and on the ground.
All right, Alexandra Smith, Atima Omara, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Programming reminder for everyone.